Hello and welcome. It is Tuesday, the 25th day of September 2018. My name is Derek. This is the crypto day morning. All trades, bets, and of the like amongst one's own risk reward. The Bitcoin price, we're going to move on to a little bit on the altcoins, but really the list of coins and the market capitalization, not any individual altcoin. But within Bitcoin in itself against the US dollar, here's your situation of coming from below the 18 average of lows and breaking out above. So that's your attempt, making a break of resistance, of reverting the trend, or at least having up moves, higher highs and higher lows. And if this happens to be the low, that would classify most certainly as that of a higher low. It's got a barely rising 18 average of price actions gotten down to the lowest end. So this is where you would expect it to have its successful support. If it doesn't support this area, and as the days go on and you see weakness amongst here, it could happen today and price action just comes down in here, or anytime soon for that matter, then that would be explaining or stating that weakness amongst this area, showing the most likely failed breakout here. And as I've talked over and over and over again, if there's weakness in this area and this key support level breaks, it could be a very interesting high volatile move to the downside. Moving on to the single hour time frame, this level of support in here got taken out on the downside 18 average, obviously turned into a down move, resisted it on here, and then when it broke down this level of support, there was a very decent size large wave lower. So now it's correctionary move amongst this. It's in the 18 average, and when you see if it's going to be weakness in here, then very easily there could be another leg lower. But for the stage in here, you got to see it hold at least at around 6,400 into the 6,450, 6,460 even, just to go neutral amongst the single hour time frame. But when it comes down to it, I see a lot of indecision within these markets, as I'm seeing all of these higher lows, but barely higher lows that have came into place within these lower highs as well. So symmetrical triangle situation. Again, this is a situation where the market has to resolve the trend, and very soon, within the next few weeks even, have a significant move either to the upside or the downside as its next play, as it basically completes, or it concludes this pattern where, okay, the indecision of making either the lower lows is over, there's a move down, or the lower highs is over, and it's showing breakout pattern coming later on. It's showing none of that. It's none of the markets is showing, oh, things are looking optimistic right now. Meanwhile, 6,000 is held for basically well over a half a year. I'm going to move on to the total market capitalization, excluding Bitcoin, next. But before we do that, let's take a look at the altcoins, or all of the altcoins that I can find on one page. So you have Bitcoin with a market cap at 111 billion, 21 billion for Ethereum, and the list of coins at a billion or more is 16, which is Binance coin. Now the list at, we'll say 100 million, there is 64 of them, and I've never even heard of the 808 coin. Never heard of it. RChain, ROHO, haven't heard of that. MITH, I haven't heard of. But the amount of coins on this list is staggering. To get to 1 million, the amount of coins with a market cap at 1 million. Here we are at 625. I've heard of Bitsend actually, 3 million. Sequence I've heard of, Chrono Bank Time, heard of that one. I've traded that too. But there's a lot of these coins. A lot of them you have to go to some smaller exchanges like the Cryptopia and the coin exchanges and a lot of the other ones that will serve some of these coins. But there is 919 coins as of the loading of this page with a $1 million market cap. Now in total, there's about 1,500 of these that are on here. So you can see the market cap has dipped to 150,000. But the whole point is there is so many of these coins. And I really can't even tell you really much of the sole purpose of them with Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Dash and such, like all forms of trade, money. I can send it to another person with the receipts, basically, with transaction ID and all that kind of stuff for proof of transaction, all that great stuff. But do we really need to have over 1,600 of these things? Okay, let's just see if we can... There's the last one right there. $30. FXE. $129. So there is 7 cryptocurrencies not worth $1,000. Let's go back now to the altcoin chart. And this is a year-to-date chart. Total market capitalization excluding Bitcoin. Now with most of the altcoins, as I've mentioned, they've been down hard. They are down a lot since the start of the year highs. And they're up a lot over the last year and a half, 2 years, or since even the March lows of last year, 2017. So within such, what I like about movements like this is you get some decent up and down movements along the way. But that has kind of not been the case too much lately. There was really no chances of getting much up moves for buy low, sell high strategy, like buy low here, sell high here. The April Fool's rally was definitely noticeable, as the market cap had a good month where all of the cryptos have went up. But since this point, it has been nothing but going down. A bunch of sideways movements here, and then another leg lower. Pretty much another sideways movement here, and another small leg lower. And now it's had a small rally. We can see that it has came back. So just like on the Bitcoin charts, it's at that same sort of situation. If it's going to be making any type of decent sized rally, it really needs to somewhere around this point. Because if this move, and I don't have 18 averages, but if it shows weaknesses near this lower area for a decent amount of time, then that's telling me that that's a failed breakout. And then I should be talking about price action coming to another leg lower soon thereafter. And to finish it off, I will show Ripple, as it has had a very good rally recently, which is a significant move within itself, and it's shared a lot of its common moves, where it was really low well over a year and a half ago, got to very big highs in January, sold off a lot, and is currently down a lot since that level, and it's up a lot again since those lows. And the situation here, it got over $3. And now it's below 50 cents, which is much greater than a 6x loss. Bitcoin has it's not quite 3x on its decline. So Bitcoin has managed to hang in there. It's really a basis of percentage moves up or down, being much more aggressive with basically every single coin, even Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple, Dash, all of them. Some even more than others. This one's pretty wild in itself, where if there's going to be a situation where Bitcoin goes down like it has with a 3x loss, that's why these ones have the bigger moves that will follow it. So if a situation comes in where Bitcoin rallies, say, back to its 20,000 handle from there, that'd be about a 3x gain. Where would this be at? Back to its previous high here at 270, maybe even at about $1.80, maybe even at 4 or 5. That's the wild part, because if there's a 200% increase on Bitcoin, then expect all these other coins to have 500%, 1,000%, 2,000%, 4,000% increases as it moves forward. Thank you for tuning in and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.